Today we will talk about iPad Pro 2022. This year's iPad Pro range brought significant changes to the premium iPad Duo, as well as an upgraded mini LED display on the 12.9 inches model. Apple introduced its desktop chipset, the Apple M1 to the range, allowing the tablets to harness the impressive processing power and battery efficiency usually exclusive to desktops and laptops. While that's impressive enough, Apple is hard at work on the next iPad Pro range behind closed doors. When will the iPad Pro 2022 range be released? With the iPad Pro 2021 range still close in the rearview mirror, it should come as no surprise that Apple has yet to announce a release date for the next-gen tablet range. With that being said, what we can do is look at previous releases to get an idea of when to expect the new iPad Pro range to appear. Going back to the release of the first-gen iPad Pro 11 in 2018, here's how the iPad Pro release schedule looks. iPad Pro range 2018, November 2018. iPad Pro range 2020, March 2020. iPad Pro range 2021, May 2021. As you can see, it's not quite as clear-cut as the Apple Watch or iPhone, which tend to debut in September every year, but there is a vague first half of the year schedule over the past few years. If Apple is to continue that with the new models, we should see the new iPad Pro range appear sometime in the first half of 2022. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman claims that a new iPad Pro will be released in 2022, but has yet to provide a release window. How much will the iPad Pro 2022 range cost? Much like the release date, there's no word on possible pricing for the iPad Pro 2022 range, so we'll reflect on past base pricing to give us a rough idea. iPad Pro 12.9 inches 2020, $999. iPad Pro 11 inches 2020, $799. iPad Pro 12.9 inches 2021, $1,099. iPad Pro 11 inches 2021, $799. As you can see, Apple isn't afraid to tweak the pricing of the iPad Pro range from time to time. While the iPad Pro 11 inches 2021 is actually cheaper in the UK than its predecessor, the iPad Pro 12.9 inches model saw a $100 increase this time around, likely due to the upgraded mini LED display. That said, it doesn't like to dramatically increase the price of an already premium tablet range, so while the iPad Pro 11 inches may go up slightly depending on the upgrades on offer, we can't see the 12.9 inches model breaking the sacred $1,100 mark. Latest iPad Pro 2022 design and feature rumors. Apple has spent the past year syncing the design language of its product range, with the iPad Air and iPhone 12 sporting the same industrial, angular look as the iPad Pro range. And it's rumored to be coming to the iPad mini later this year too. With that in mind, we don't expect Apple to redesign the wheel, or more appropriately, the iPad Pro, with its 2022 refresh. There will be a range of new features, of course, and the rumor mill has been churning away despite potentially being a little under a year away from release. Mini LED on 11 inches model. One of the most prevalent rumors right now is arguably one of the most obvious. The 11-inch iPad Pro 2022 is expected to match the 12.9 inches model's mini LED display, after missing out on the tech in the 2021 range. The news comes from the eerily accurate Ming-Chi Kuo, suggesting in a July 2021 note to investors that the iPad Pro 11 inches and MacBook Air will both get the mini LED upgrade in 2022. As we've seen from the iPad Pro 12.9 2021, the upgraded display tech is a huge step forward from the standard LCD display used by previous gen tablets. It allows not only more control over contrast with truly inky blacks, but it produces vibrant colors, and it's impressively bright too. Glass rear for wireless charging. Despite not changing the overall form factor of the upcoming range, the new models of iPad Pro are rumored to sport glass backs in place of the aluminum currently used. The reason for the switch to glass, according to Bloomberg, is to enable wireless charging to the iPad range for the first time. The claim was backed up again in September 2021, with Bloomberg's Mark Gurman doubling down on the glass rear and reverse wireless charging capabilities of the upcoming iPad Pro range. Given the fact that it's readily available, not to mention a hugely popular feature, on the iPhone range, it makes sense for the tech to finally make an appearance on Apple's tablet range. The question is, will it use standard Qi charging, or will it go down the MagSafe route, using a MagSafe-esque charger to provide wireless charging? Reverse wireless charging. In the same report, Bloomberg also suggests that the transition to a glass back will also enable reverse wireless charging for the first time. This would allow owners to charge a Qi-enabled iPhone or AirPods by placing them on the rear of the tablet, handy for quick top-ups. Don't expect the Apple Watch to be supported though. It uses a different kind of wireless charging that makes it incompatible with standard Qi wireless chargers. Refreshed design, as well as a glass rear and reverse wireless charging. One analyst suggests the iPad Pro could get an updated design, though the leaker isn't sure if it's for next year's model, or it's just something in the works behind closed doors at Apple Park. Discussing the leak via Twitter, @Dylant suggests that a new iPad Pro could feature a horizontal camera placement and a horizontal Apple logo to match, with the default orientation of the Pro tablet switching from portrait to landscape. There's no mention of other iPads getting the same treatment, and while that may sound odd at first, the Pro range does lend itself more to landscape scenarios than other tablets in Apple's range. Creatives tend to draw in landscape orientation. Editors edit in landscape, and it's in landscape when used with the Magic Keyboard too, of course, with no mention of the reorientation in any other design leaks. It's worth taking this one with a pinch of salt, but it's certainly an interesting idea. M1X or M2 chipset. Given Apple's transition to the M1 chipset of the iPad Pro 2021 range, it's safe to assume that its yet-to-be-revealed successor will be featured in the 2022 range. Rumors suggest Apple is gearing up to introduce a new Apple Silicon chip, allegedly in the redesigned 14 and 16 inches MacBook Pro range due for release later this year. Rumors are inconsistent as to whether it's a totally new M2 chipset or a souped-up version of the M1 found in the 2020 MacBook Pro dubbed the M1X, but it's likely Apple will use the same chip in the upcoming iPad Pro range regardless. This was all known information at the moment. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, subscribe, click to bell. Siri was with you.